morning. Welcome to my very first ever YouTube video. Now, before we get started, there's two things that you need to know. Number one, I do not know the first thing about video editing. As a matter of fact, I actually had to pull up YouTube, find a tutorial, and follow along just to bring you this. So any errors, anything that looks wonky, that's on me. Sorry. Hopefully they will get a little bit better. Now, a little bullet to that number one point is that, yes, we are in my bathroom because I do not have a designated area to film yet. Hopefully my wonderful engineer of a husband will rig something up. Curtains, you know, fancy, the whole 9 yards, lights, all that jazz. But until then, this is what we got. Number two, I am not loyal to one makeup line. I use several different products and it's really just my personal preference. What I have found works for me. I use really high-end stuff all the way down to drugstore, counter, like internet makeup, and it's, again, just personal preference. That's not to say that I don't love my high-end products. I really do, but I personally feel like if you're good at what you do, you can achieve a look with some 99-cent eyeshadow. I really do. So without further ado, here we go. Next time you guys see me, all this will be gone and we will be starting from a blank slate. Okay, as you can see, we're starting with a clean face. I've already moisturized using Lush's Skin Drink. You don't need a lot of this, but any moisturizer you choose, you really need to moisturize before you start the base of your foundation. Now we're going to be using Sheer Envy Hard Candy's Pore Perfecting Primer to start. And you really don't need a lot of this either. I mean, this will cover the entire face. Okay, now that that's dry, we're going to be starting with our foundation, and I'm using Pro Longwear NC15 by MAC. And I will use my hand as a palette. If you stick around anytime and watch these videos, you will notice that. And to apply it, I'm using the 190 brush from MAC. I'm just going to start by dabbing it on my face, and then you'll see me go back with my Beauty Blender and distribute it evenly. Here we go. Okay, now that that's finished, we're going to start with our concealer. And I'm going to be using my 195 brush from MAC to apply it. And my NC15 Pro Longwear Concealer. Also guys, it's very important when you're doing under your eye to really go in a triangular shape. This really helps minimize you know, the dark circles and shadows a lot more than just the half moon. Once your concealer is done, you really want to set it immediately with powder, and that's just going to prevent any creasing under your eyes. At this point, it's really up to you which steps you want to do next and the order of them. It's completely up to your preference. I personally do my contouring or my bronzing. Then I'll go back in with my blush, and then I'll do my highlighter. So I'll let you guys see all of those 3 steps, and I'll tell you the products that I'm going to use. I'm going to be using the e.l.f. blush and bronzer. I'm only going to be using the bronzer portion, and I use that for my contour part. For the blush, I'm using Measurable Difference. It's a very pigmented pink blush. I don't know if you guys can tell how pink that is, but it's incredibly pink and it's got sort of a gold sheen to it. And then for my highlighter, I'm actually going to be using 2 products. For my cheeks, I'm going to be using the Feeling Younger Skin Tint by Lush. And for my nose, forehead, chin, Cupid's bow, I'm going to be using Candlelit or Candlelight by Too Faced. And when I contour, you'll see that I'm only going to go in and contour the hollows of my cheeks right here. And I won't bring it down too far because the further down you bring it, the more dramatic it's going to look. And you'll notice that I'm not going to contour my nose. My nose is actually pretty narrow already, so I don't need any additional help in that department. Here we go. Okay everyone, now that that's finished, I'm going to set my entire face with powder. And I'm using the Stay Matte by Rimmel. And I just really love it because it's one of the lightest shades that I have found, and I am practically glow in the dark. Alright, now that that's finished, we can get started on our eye makeup. And I'm really not sure what look I want to go for. Yesterday I did a very smoky, very dramatic, lots of black, lots of silver eyeshadow. So I'm thinking today I might want to do something a little bit more warm. So golds and browns and things like that. I think maybe that's the direction that I'm wanting to go. So to do that, I'm going to be using my my Naked palettes by Urban Decay. And I've got 1, 2, 3, and Smoky. I think for the really warm colors, palette 3 is my favorite. So that's the one that I'm going to be working with this morning. And of course, I will link everything, all the products that I've used down below, and so you can find them later. Now before I start doing my eyeshadow, I'm going to prime my eyelid first with Too Faced Shadow Assurance Eyelid Primer. And I'm going to be applying that with my 195 brush from MAC. Now that it's dry, we can start applying our eyeshadow. And I'm going to be using my 239 brush from MAC. You'll see me use this brush to apply my product, and then my 217 brush to go back through and really blend. So, to start, I'm going to be using Trick as my transition color, and I'm going to really pack that into the crease. We've gotten our transition color down. I'm going to go back in with Factory, right there, and apply that to the entire bottom lid. Okay, now that that's finished, I'm going to go back in with the last color on the palette. It's this really, really rich, deep, dark, chocolatey, mocha looking color. And to use that, I'm going to apply it with my 233 brush. And I just really like that one because it's a little bit more narrow and it's really good. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to get it in this outer crease right here and sort of into this outer lid. So just if you can visualize a V shape, just right here. And we're gonna go back and just blend all that through. Blend it out. I'm going to go back in with the same color and apply it to the outer corner of my lower lid and really blend it and bring it up into that top part that we just did. Okay, now that that's done, I'm going to go back in with my highlighter. It's what is it? It is the Polyester Bride by Urban Decay, and it's just a very shimmery white shadow, and I will use that as my highlighter, and I'll go back in and do my brow bone and the corner of my eye. Okay, now that that's done, I'm looking at the overall eyeshadow, and I think I want to go back with maybe a gold, and I'm trying to decide which palette has the gold. Maybe I'll go with Half Baked, maybe. Yes, I'm gonna go with Half Baked. So on my Naked 2 palette, I'm gonna go in with the Half Baked and really just do the middle of both lids. And then I'm going to go back through and blend it out. Now I'm going to start with my eyeliner, and I might do a separate tutorial later on just how I do my eyeliner. But for now, I guess just follow along as best you can. I'm going to be doing a very, very dramatic wing. I like wings. I want my eyes to practically fly off my face. And of course, you don't have to draw yours out as far or anything. That's just personal preference. I go back in with my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and it's not. I mean, it's a really, really great mascara, but it's not Better Than Sex. Alright, now that that's done, I'm going to put my eyebrows on, and I'm going to be doing that with Too Faced Bulletproof Brows in Universal Taupe. And if I can get it open, there we go. And I'm going to be using my angled, see that? There you go. It's my angled MAC brush to apply those. Okay, now that the eyebrows are on, I'm going to start with my lip. And I'm not really a big lip person. Usually I just stick some color on there. I am trying to get better, so eyes are more my thing. But for my lip, I'm going to be using two different e.l.f. products. I'm going to be using their lip liner and then their lip color. And this is going to be a very pale lip. I did it yesterday, and I really, really loved this color. So I think I'm going to go back and do it again today. You can overdraw your lips. I personally have to draw my top one a little bit over because I've got a very small top lip. The degree in which you overdraw is, again, completely up to you. Okay, lips are lined. Now you can do this with the lipstick, but it's not going to stay as well, and really, I mean, by the time you finish your first cup of coffee, it's gonna completely have rubbed off. So that's why I really, really like lining with liner. I mean, that's its sole purpose. That's what it's made to do. Please invest in a good lip liner. Now I'm gonna go back in and fill with, I don't even know what color this is. It is Nearly Nude, and it's by e.l.f., and it's got a really pretty matte finish. So that's what I'm gonna go back in with. Okay guys, there you have it. From beginning to end, how I did this makeup. There you have it. There was my very first ever makeup tutorial. And this is the finished look. Very warm eyeshadow, very, very pale lip. I guess we will see how this goes, see if it's something that, you know, I continue to do. Really the whole reason I did this is because every time I would post a before and after picture of my makeup, I had several people in the comments section asking for a step-by-step tutorial. So there you have it.